Yenhwe Ghana hin na wote here. Na wote hin. Where did you live in Ghana?
Me was inclined. Me try Mamprobi.
Oh, so you lived in Mamprobi, yes, sir. Mamprobi.
Yes.
Right. Right. Okay. So now tell me, dear na unimfa JJ Rawlings home.
JJ, if I would want rather to start from Nkrumah, because Nkrumah and JJ Rawlings, the one different beyond the one thing.
Okay, so you start from Kwame Nkrumah. What can you tell us about Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes, the American trial when he said, me or woman, no, or your UGCC or what, or your treasurer,
okay,
what UGCC.
Okay.
Who the American? It is what I'm telling you, no, and your facts.
Okay. So just step by step. Take it easy. You take it easy. Go step by step. If it is English, you go. If you open all the P, just add the P. Okay. Okay. So tell us about Kwame Nkrumah. Tell us about Kwame Nkrumah.
Yeah, Kwame Nkrumah was brought to this country. Or yeah, didn't free approach it by no. And your friend said UGCC 4 no. Now one form party for independence. Say one per independence. Now one form party no. This UGCC people no. They were not only the big seats. There were so many of them, and the history about it is that we had this Gamma who was a money lender. The name is Decade Nelson. He was by then the secretary of the UGCC and a very close friend of J.B. Dankwa.
Okay.
A very close friend of J.B. Dankwa.
Okay.
And so what happened was that during that time, Satan Nayadi Asori bi Bagana. Satan ya Gold Coast. Asori nu Fet Tabernacle. Na Nkrumah friend Otribentua. Ya Tribentua sa what?
Ye Tribentua. I'm say Mate ho asempe ye Tribentua.
Yes. And they brought Abrafo brought this the mission. Or they were missionary.
Okay.
Like, yes, that was the Faith Tabernacle. And this man, the secretary, the cardinals in the money lender, joined that faith. You know, was why then he left the UGCC, not leaving the UGCC, but the position that his Christian views, you know, his Christian views didn't allow him say on your politics. And that was why the J.B. Dankwa was so devastated when the friend told him that. And that was the way they saw that J.B. Dankwa was devastated. And this one, who do you call that one? Akwaje was also a member at the meeting. And then said he knew somebody but, that was Nkrumah. By then, Nkrumah's name wasn't Nkrumah. Nkrumah's name is Kofi Ira.
Take it easy. You said what was the Nkrumah's first name? His name?
Kofi Ira.
Kofi Ira. Okay, so yes. So how did it turn to be Kwame Nkrumah? How?
That one I don't know. I don't know. If I tell you I know, I don't know. I can tell you how even the white people got to know that the name, he was bearing the name Kofi Ira. They were at a meeting, and then the way he was behaving, his attitude was like betraying those who brought him to Ghana. You understand? And then looking at things, they held him. That was the reason. I'm telling you the reason why Nkrumah hated Obechebi Lamte. He hated Obechebi Lamte more than Dankwa. He hated Obechebi Lamte. Yes.
Kwame Nkrumah.
When they found a card. They found a card on him, a communist card from him. And that communist card, his photograph and his name, Kofi Ira, was on the card. So they asked him, where is this card coming from? It's you who is on it. And it's your picture which is on the card. And it's bearing a different name. That is why then this one, because he has started doing certain things. You know, King, I want to tell you something. The problem with Ghana is that they don't keep archives. They don't have archives, good archives in Ghana. Because if they have good archives in Ghana, you wouldn't be going through all these things like calling people telling you different stories, and then some are not true, some are true, and some are alleged and all that. But because we don't have archives, if we have archives like I'm in UK, I live in UK, and this is where I'm speaking to you from UK. If we do really have archives in Ghana, like the United Kingdom or other developed countries have, you wouldn't go through this because there are so many newspapers.
Right. So now let me ask you this. So also say, what was the reason why Ghana did not have archives, or we didn't have our history?
They did have archives, but because of corruption, most of the people who were working, they did. Graphic had archives. We had archives in Ghana. But what happened was that because of corruption, you know, there was a time when the people working there, they were selling the newspapers, giving the newspapers to plantain sellers by the roadside and all that. So we don't have.
Let me ask you this. Do you relate to any of the our founding fathers? Do you relate to any of them?
Do I relate to any of them?
Yeah, our Ghana founding fathers of which one? Which one?
Yes, I'm related to Obechebi Lamte. I'm related to Obechebi Lamte, and I know all of them very, very well.
So
I know JB Dankwa very well. I know the big seats very, very well. And I'm related to so many of them.
So now that you are so you are a Gan, right? You are pure a Gan. You are pure Gan, right?
Yeah, not 100% Gan. If I tell you, you will be surprised. My grandmother is an Eve from the Quistamegachi family from Kita. Yes. Yes. And my paternal grandfather is a Gan.
It's a Gan. So now you are between you are both Gan and Ewe.
My dad. Yes, and my dad is from Ebru. Akwape Ebru, not Aburi. Akwape Ebru.
Oh, Akwape Ebru. Akwapem Ebru.
And Winneba. And Winneba says that the man from Winneba. My surname is Corantin. My surname is Corantin. Yes.
So
but yes. I was
born let me ask you this. Let me ask something about Obechebi Lamte. What exactly Nkrumah did to Obechebi Lamte? What exactly Nkrumah did to
He killed Obechebi Lamte. Obechebi Lamte was in detention. He was ill, just like JB Dankwa. And that one, who was that? Obechebi Lamte didn't die. But they just poured acid on him.
Oh, so they poured acid on Obechebi Lamte.
My mother was once upon a time. She was nearly detained. She was even detained for 2 days in Usher Fort. So I know what I'm talking about.
So now, easy. Nyambo trewa now. Me busa question now here. So boy, why? So Obechebi Lamte. Dear pan or year Kwame Nkrumah. Obetima can exactly the year.
Kwame Nkrumah hated Obechebi Lamte just because Obechebi Lamte was the first person to see through Nkrumah. He was the first person among them to see through Nkrumah, the real person Nkrumah is. And somebody was, when they tell you, let me also tell you this thing before you ask me another question. As I told you, I'm an elderly woman, so I forget quickly.
Exactly.
So let me tell you this before,
Tell me.
I heard somebody yesterday, I heard you asking somebody that some people are saying Nkrumah is from Liberia. A man came to say that yes, Nkrumah, because of the way he treated the Ghanaians who helped him to come over and all that, that's how he felt. And this girl, there was a girl who came, or a woman. She said I'm calling her a girl because she said she was 57, but she is a woman, and she was telling you that her father played with Nkrumah when they were children and all that. She didn't know anything. She's just talking what she doesn't know.
Okay, so tell us the truth. Tell us the truth about Nkrumah.
Look, listen here. I want to ask you this.
Okay.
And you just analyze it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Nkrumah, the big sis, go to La. Go to La now. You will find where Akwaje came from. You will find Akwaje ancestors. Go to Achim now. You can find J.B. Dankwa, Oforiata, and who do you call it? And
Akufo-Addo,
Akufo-Addo,
yeah.
You can trace their lineage.
Their lineage, their roots,
yes. Yes. And then you come to Ghana. You can trace. You can go now where Obechel Bilanti also came from. In Accra. What about Nkrumah?
Okay, so we were not there. Tell us something about Nkrumah, about Nkrumah's lineage.
Nkrumah is never a Ghanaian.
Oh.
Look at Nkrumah's picture and listen to when Nkrumah was giving speeches. A man who has lived in America and who has lived in UK. Listen to his speeches. Listen to his voice. Listen to his accent. And see, and if you look at Nkrumah's face and head and all, Nkrumah was never a Ghanaian.
So take it easy. So if Nkrumah was never a Ghanaian, or Nkrumah was not, so where exactly? Tell me, Mama. So where do you think Nkrumah comes from? Where do you think?
Nkrumah came from Liberia. Let me tell you, when there was something going on, a celebration going on in Liberia, and Nkrumah was invited there. And by then, the president who was in Liberia, and I think either Tubman or Tobet, I can't remember.
Okay.
But the two people, yes, either Tubman or Tobet or Tubman. And Nkrumah was invited there. When Nkrumah got down at Robertsfield Airport, what did the president say? You are welcome to your fatherland.
So repeat. Take it easy. Mama, I want you to repeat what you just said. You said when he was invited to Liberia. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then who said what?
Celebration by the president. I can't remember if it was Tubman or Tobet. Then
okay.
when Nkrumah arrived at the Robertsfield Airport, the welcoming speech or statement that the then president made was, "Welcome to your fatherland."
Oh, so that time, when Nkrumah returned back to Liberia, they welcomed him to he's back to his.
No, he was a president. Nkrumah. But he was a president in Ghana.
So he was a president. He was then president in Ghana, and he went to Liberia.
Yes, and there was something going on.
Okay.
There was something going on in Liberia where he was invited as a president to Liberia. So when he went, this is how Sana. Sana president welcoming.
Okay.
You know, I'm very sorry that when I talk about Nkrumah and all these Rawlings and all those things, I get very emotional.
Matthias,
especially
Nkrumah. Okay, so Mama, Mami Misao, today. Ghana in fact, the current president, will say, Nkrumah is the founder of Ghana. Mama,
no, not at all. Let me give you the history how UGCC was formed. It was Dankwa and Obechebi Lamte. They all came to a university in this country, yeah, and they were friends, and they just sat down and thought that because they were in Oxford University,
okay,
and very well, and they realized that they can, where they have what they have achieved or where they are, baby, I want more do no, one more bet to me anya fahundi, what Gold Coast,
okay,
yes, that is how it all started. And they came and formed UGCC, United Gold Coast Convention.
So,
the friends they formed it with friends like as I said, Akwaje was one of them. With this thing, and Dankwa and the wife and Akufo-Addo, now and Nana Akufo-Addo, the family. The wife and the wife was a close friend to Dankwa's wife and Nana Akufo-Addo's mother. They were my mother and my mother's sister. They were close friends.
So Mama. So yesterday somebody was telling us that Nkrumah, somebody adopted Nkrumah. It's like maybe the person was saying some missionary who went to Liberia and adopted Nkrumah, and they brought him to Ghana.
Not in Liberia. Why people think that is people? That's what people think, and even myself, I tend to believe in that. That Nkrumah was impregnated by the mother, right? No, by the father. Impregnated the mother by the father, and then. Nkrumah was left by the doorstep of the Catholics, because it was the Catholic who brought Nkrumah up. It was the Catholic who sent Nkrumah to Achimota Training College. You understand?
Right.
Nkrumah was at the Achimota Training College. That was where he knew the Bedema, the one who became the finance minister. I have got so many things to talk about.
Okay, let's do it step by step. Let's do it step by step. Okay.
And otherwise, nobody can even get the chance to talk today or tomorrow or next tomorrow. I'm telling you, so we should put it in parts.
Okay, so now, Mama Esther Takie, but now let's stay in Accra. And like, once you are a Ghan person, let's stay in Accra in Obichebi Lamte. Do you think the family of Obichebi Lamte still have some pain in them because of what Nkrumah did to them?
Pain? Who wouldn't have pain?
But because
who wouldn't have pain?
It's long overdue that we need to put these things aside and then we move on as a country. Or do you think your family?
We are moving on as a country. But whatever happens, this is painful. It is painful. Maybe some relative will say, oh, well, I know some people can say, oh, a relative can say that.
Right.
A relative can say that.
Right.
I tell you something. I don't want to, something like, let me come to this too. Yesterday, I heard somebody was saying Janiba was Nkrumah's mother. Janiba was never Nkrumah's mother.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
But this is what we young people we know. This is what we know.
No, when they staged the coup, the first Nkrumah's coup, Janiba herself confessed that Nkrumah wasn't her biological. That's why I said if we have newspapers, we keep archives and have papers in it, nobody will be lying to people.
So do you think
it was all over in the papers?
Okay, so I'm saying let me ask you this. So,
and then let me tell you something. My dad dated a woman who was living with Nkrumah. When Nkrumah was brought, when he was brought, let me tell you this.
Okay.
When Nkrumah was brought, I heard something too. Somebody was saying Nkrumah was brought in the ship. No, Nkrumah strolled away in a ship, but he was brought back to Gold Coast in a plane, airline. When they got to the airport, he only had a little briefcase, carrying a little briefcase. And the way he came, it wasn't appealing. So Dankwa and the others bought a widely material. And
say that again. Say that again. Say the name again. What's the name?
White tree. We call it white tree.
Okay, maybe I was not there. So I mean, this is new to me. What's the name? White tree.
Yes, that's a material.
Okay, but I was what we name some material and it didn't patch out. Comment section. Let me hear from that one. Mama to also white tree.
Yes, white tree material, and took Nkrumah. Listen, and took Nkrumah to a tailor at Osu around getting to the castle. You know the junction getting to the castle, and this the owner of the house is Jeglejewu. The name of the house is Jeglejewu. Under Jeglejewu's house, there was a tailor there, and they took Nkrumah there and made a white suit for him, so that they could take him to the white people to introduce him as their secretary. Oh, Nkrumah.
So how did you say that in Ghana? Take it easy. How did you say that in Ghana? Take it easy. How do you say that in Ghana?
Which one?
Like something like take it easy. Take it easy. Easy. How do you say that in Ghana?
Nachi,
mama, nachi. Ofan and nachi. Yes. Ofan and nachi.
These are too many. So it's a matter of maybe calling you behind this thing, and then behind.
Right.
You know,
Mama Takie.
Yes, what I'm trying
Mama
to say.
Takie. Meba.
Mama will, when giving you, then you'll be writing that tomorrow you give us this.
Exactly.
Next tomorrow you give us this.
Right.
I'm telling you, I know all of them very well.
So do this for me. Do this for me, Mama Takie. Do you relate to King Takie Terrier of Agan State?
My husband.
Oh, that is your husband. That is your husband.
Yes.
Oh, so your husband is King Takie Terrier.
My husband. Let me tell you. Now that you know Gas and Eves and all that, they are fighting the Asantis, and Asantis are. It's not because some of them is because of mere envy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's mere envy, sheer envy. That's South America.
So
sheer envy. Because what I'm trying to tell you is that you know the gas. Sometimes some of us feel, we who knew how Manchester Takie was distilled, feel that they have been cursed by him. It was in Nkrumah. Let me tell you another one there. This Manchester Takie, who was by then the Ghana Manchester, Nkrumah, when Nkrumah had his firstborn at the castle, he invited him. He sent people to go and encourage to go and invite him to the castle to adore his child. And then when he sent the people that they should go and bring King Takie to come and adore his child, King Take's message was, no, we don't do that. That is not our tradition. If you are in Ghana as the Prime Minister of Ghana and you want you've had a child, and you want the child because you are in Accra, and you want your child to be outdoor by Accra chief or tradition, you have to bring your child to the palace to be outdoors. That was what. And then Ghana people stood up against Takie, that why should he talk to Nkrumah like that?
So
yes.
You say you are saying Kwame Nkrumah ne wukunu Kentucky area ni Gas State onu mo ndi ni on oye niam basabasa tiam.
And then because the guys stood up and spoke against Kentucky, they even destooled him for not talking to Nkrumah the way he should. Why should he tell Nkrumah that? And they destooled him. And then what happened? Yes. And then what happened was when he was destooled, the Ga people, that is, Nkrumah said, Nkrumah in his own, I'm just
easy.
With all these archives,
easy. Why?
If I remember all these things, and then I remember about this, that our archives, where our newspapers, we should have old newspapers.
Right.
I tell you something, if you go to archives in England now, London archives, when you go there now, you will find when the white people were in Ghana and all that, or in Gold Coast, all the papers, all the newspapers, you will find them there.
So you were saying, sir.
So then Nkrumah said, what Nkrumah said was, he said, all chiefs will run away and leave their slippers.
Oh, so all chiefs will run away
and leave their slippers. But you couldn't take that to Ashanti.
Ashanti
no.
region. So Nkrumah couldn't use that word to Ashanti Kingdom.
No. He said so, but Nkrumah was scared of the Ashantis. Oh. He was scared of the Ashantis. Oh. He's done so many because Nkrumah was, listen, Nkrumah, when he came to power, we were in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
As the Queen was the head of the Commonwealth. But Nkrumah didn't want anybody to be over him. You understand?
Okay.
So yes. So we were forced to go to Republic, and we had to go into Republic to leave the Commonwealth. That was 1960. That was how we got the Republic.
So you were saying Nkrumah said all the chiefs will run away and leave their slippers. So which means Nkrumah tried to destroy the chiefs in Gas State, Accra, everywhere, or all the places apart from Ashanti region, right?
Yes, he couldn't. No, Ashanti. No, he couldn't. Let me tell you this one thing. But later on with Nkrumah tried to kill that Ashanti during the Prempe during that time. Let me tell you, if somebody is older than me, Kufuor will know this. Why I'm saying that Kufuor will know this? Definitely late Busia. So far as Busia was able to tell my own mother, definitely he would have told Kufuor too, or anybody in Ashanti. So Nkrumah tried to kill the then king of Ashanti. This is how it happened. The king wasn't well. He wasn't well at all. And Nkrumah knew when he was over in this country, he knew a doctor. And in this country, we have surgeries. We don't have like hospitals. We have hospitals here, but you will be transferred from a surgery to a hospital.
Okay.
And this daughter was in Oxford. The daughter had a surgery in Oxford and was Nkrumah's friend. So Nkrumah pretended as if he was going to help the king then, and sent Prempe to go and see the doctor, and the doctor will heal him or whatever. So before he will go, before he was embarked on that journey, he knew Busia. Busia was by then a lecturer at the Oxford University.
Okay.
So he called Busia. He wrote a letter to Busia to tell Busia that this is what is happening, and he was coming to UK. So Busia met him, and then the following day, Busia went with him to the doctor. They were sitting at the reception when the doctor came to call the Asantehene.
Mm-hmm.
So when the doctor saw Busia, he knew Busia too very well.
Mm-hmm.
So what the doctor did was called Busia into his office and told Busia that this Asantehene who is sitting here is here to be killed. Yes.
Wow.
And I know there are people who know this story.
Okay.
It wasn't a story that's about, it was Busia own this thing, told my own mother.
So Busia told your mother this issue.
Yes. And then this thing immediately the Busia sent Asantehene back to Ghana.
So
Nkrumah was shocked.
To
see him back.
Okay, so it was like Nkrumah planned everything so that when Asantehene Asantehene would never return back to Asante Kingdom anymore.
Yes, and he will be dead. And they will say, "Oh, he went to UK
medical treatment and he couldn't return back."
Yes, when they were treating him and he died.
Okay.
No, it was a plan.
It was a plan thing.
Yeah.
Did you know the exact name of that Asantehene?
That Asantehene, if I wouldn't know, it was Prempeh. If I wouldn't know the name,
okay.
This Asantehene who was there, who was when Nkrumah was in power, he was there.
Okay.
Yes, that's the man.
Okay, so hold it there. Now, you were saying something about Ewes and Gans, about the hatred Nkrumah installed in them. You are saying some Gans and Ewes hate Asantes with no reason. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, with no reason. It's something like envy.
Enviness, okay.
As for me, I tell you, I have already told you that my grandmother, and I've even emphasized on my grandmother's name and where she came from this thing. My grandmother's lineage, you can trace it to Adafienu in the Volta region. And the same thing, and the father's lineage, which is the quiz in Anglo Kita, which, yes, in Kita. That is, they are related to the Amegashis, Quiz Amegashi. Normally they call them Quiz Amegashi family. You understand?
Right.
Yes. And they are related to so many. They are related because girls, when girls are born, they are married into different places.
Right.
So my grandmother, because her sisters and all that, those who married Akolaches, those who married Tamaklos, those who married and all that. You understand what
I understand you. I got you. So
I know. And
I know what you're talking about.
I also went to school in the Volta region. I went to school in Angloka. I know them. I'm not saying that all Eves. All Eves, I love Eves.
Okay.
I wouldn't lie to you. I love Eves. I love them. But some of them, their attitude that.
So I take it easy.
Let me tell you about this one too before I forget. And about Eves. Eves, one thing with them is that they are not many. They are not many. And instead of them to join a force with the other people so that things will go on well with them, unfortunately they don't. You see, unfortunately, that is very sad of them. And what they are doing now with all petition to this thing, it's only few people who are doing it.
Yeah.
The sensible people in Volta region won't do that.
Okay.
The sensible people in Volta region will not do that. I'm telling you. It's only people who don't even know where they came from. They are doing all those nonsense things there.
Okay.
And when I just heard that they said that Achim chiefs have. I wanted to. I would have told the Achim people that they shouldn't bother with that. They shouldn't bother. And even the person who said that, the person who said this thing of a Medra, a daughter of a Medra, the person should come out and say, I said it.
Okay.
And when they ask the person to say that, apologize, the person should dare and then say, I'm also a great-grandson or great-granddaughter of J.B. Dankwa. So if I should apologize, the one who said he was a traitor should also apologize to me.
Simple and short.
The person shouldn't be hiding. The person shouldn't be hiding at all. What is the hiding for? The person should come forward. And nobody can say bad thing. Nobody can say, because you are not prepared to apologize, you will be sacked from the parliament. No way. It's not done. It's not in the constitution anywhere.
So Mama Takie,
people voted him there, and he has to be there to do his work.
So Esther Takie, so do you attest to the fact that Rawlings is a murderer? Do you attest to the fact?
Oh yes.
What's that? Give me the evidence. Give me some facts. Give me some facts.
I was in Ghana. Let me tell you. You know what? What happened was, before Rawlings came to do the coup, to whatever staged the coup, we had Achiampong. To be honest, there was a day when somebody was on your show saying that Achiampong didn't do anything. Didn't do anything and blah 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 blah. No, that wasn't true. We were when Achiampong came to, and let me tell you this secret too. Achiampong, it was the CPP people who gave Achiampong money to come and stage coup to remove Busia.
Okay.
It was the CPP people. And when Achiampong came over there, I worked with Information Services Department.
Okay.
And I know Achiampong very well. I have been in his office several times.
Okay.
There was a time, this one, Achiampong had Nkrumah's photograph framed in his office.
Okay.
And sometimes when he gets up, he just look at the picture and say that, yes, Nkrumah, you have instilled your power in me. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Me, I know.
You used you used to work at the Information Department then?
Yes.
Okay.
I worked with Information Services Department in the year 1972.
1972.
Yes.
So what makes Rawlings a murderer? What makes Rawlings a murderer?
Yes. And in fact, Achiampong, things were difficult in the country. Things were very, very difficult. And everybody was shouting, making noise. We want our country back. And you know, with this democratic country, they don't help people under military rule. They don't help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were not getting help from any of these countries. So economy was so bad because we were not getting help from any of these
assistance
like these countries,
like America or all these countries.
America, we were not. You know, so it was like things were getting worse and worse and worse. And then in fact, things were getting worse. Wasn't really good. So this one, which one do you call that? Akufu did a coup. Akufu did a coup and removed Achiampong from there. It wasn't a bloody coup. He just got up, went to Achiampong's office, put gun on him that he should leave. And that was the coup d'etat Akufu did. And Achiampong was removed from office. After Achiampong was removed from office, immediately, it wasn't long when this thing was announced that anybody who wants to form a party, because they are taking the military rule into democratic rule. So anybody who wants to form a party should come forward.
Okay.
You understand? Or apply.
Yeah.
And then And then these people, PFP, it was, yes, PFP was, they were from, let's say, UGCC, then UP. And then this one, and then UNC. And I will tell you why it happened like that. And then UNC also formed a party. And then the CPP people, PNP or whatever, they also formed a party. There were some few independents, one among them. Not quiet long. We've been going to rallies and all that. I was at the rally at Salem. That I was, not somebody was. Me talking to you now. I was at that rally at Salem Down. I thank my God that He had given me, remember. I do remember things.
Yeah, you are good. You are good on that. Yeah, you are good on that.
I was at the rally at Salem Down. There was a small park, and we were at the rally. On the rally platform, Darocha and some others were on the platform. We were on the rally when there was a breaking news that there was a coup d'etat. And so it was like I could remember Darocha words. He said, for what? Coup d'etat for what?
For what?
We have just come out of military rule, forming our party for democratic rule. Why? Where is this, what do you call it? Where is this coup d'etat coming from?
Yeah.
Yes, so this thing, everybody was confused at the rally. And so the rally was closed and we all left there. But then coming home the following day, we also heard that the one who said the coup has been taken to court. And the court, it was Rawlings who said the coup.
The coup.
And he was captured.
So that was the 76 one. That was the 76, right? The first coup. He got arrested, 76, right?
No. That was 78.
78, okay.
Yes, that was 78. Yes, that was the first one. He was arrested. And then when he went to court, they took him to court. He was just talking trash. Na kasa bulu.
Okay.
Or kakwasi asem keke wo ho.
Oh.
Telling people the reason why he said the coup and all that. Yes. And then later on, what happened? I'll tell you why Rawlings is not different from Nkrumah.
Okay, tell me.
Later on, what happened? Yes, they sent him back to the cell for this, and these people went to release him. They went and took him out of the cells, Boachejan and Co. They took Rawlings out from this thing, and then to come and lead them. So that was how the Rawlings era started.
So
the first time he did it, he was caught.
Yeah, so 78 he was caught. He was caught on 78 and he was imprisoned, and later came out and do the 79 coup. Is that what you mean? And do the 79 coup?
Yes, that the 79 coup. To be specific or to be precise, I can say he wasn't the person who really did it.
Okay.
It was Boachejan and Co. They went and released him because of all that he was saying, the trash that he was voicing out in the court. That made them that they were also thinking the same way, but to say the coup, they couldn't have done it. So if this guy had done it, you understand, then let's go and release him and then continue. So they went and released Rawlings, and then that was all how it all started. And they started killing. I know, my two eyes, I have seen around Mokola number 2, behind Mokola number 2, going to electricity, this electricity, going there and coming towards to PWD. Yes, PWD. That the opposite, is it Independence School. Opposite
yes.
there, there is a big yard there. Morning, every morning going to work, you will see that there are so many. They have naked so many women there, beating them in their private parts. Soldiers beating them, caning their private parts. It's not that they told me, oh, I saw it with my naked eye.
Whoa.
And if you try to stand there like you are looking, oh, you'll be invited in there and they will deal with you.
So
as soon as you see somebody, you just move on.
So all of them was JJ sanctioned. Are you saying Rawlings sanctioned the soldiers to do that to our women?
Yes. You know what? When these things that went on with what do you call it? Achampon. So people were really angry in the country, especially the youngsters, the university, and they were very, very angry. That was why when he started killing, they were still saying the blood should flow. The blood should flow. Understand? Yes. People, when Rawlings staged the coup, people didn't know that he was coming to kill people like he did.
Yeah.
People didn't know. So they were happy that he has staged the coup to remove the army from there completely. You understand? Yes. And so, yes. But then when he started the killing was just too much. I could remember one Saturday morning, when they killed Achampon and Utuka. They were the first two people who were killed, who were sent to what do you call the firing
squad?
To be killed before the others. Before the others, yes, they lined them up. And I used to go to prayer meeting or church. You know, I was a young girl and
young
all
girl.
that.
So I
was a young lady by then. I went to church and I returned from the church. I went to church at Kotobabi and I came home. When I came home, my mother was sitting by the kitchen and then somebody brought a newspaper. And the newspaper, because that day the newspapers were printed twice. That one and the main newspaper. And you could see Achampon and Utuka's picture has been shot. And Utuka has bent. You understand? Now he has bent when he was shot. Yes. And that day I was like, hey, what's happening in Ghana? I was like, when this one died, when they killed the judges, I think it was not long and I came to this country. When they killed the judges, I think that was in 1982. When they were killed, I was at their funeral. I was at their funeral at the Holy Trinity, the one who was sent to Holy Trinity, and they put them in iron. After putting them in, what do you call it? In the wooden coffins, they then put them in iron because they were smelly. They put them in, they made this thing, iron boxes, containers, iron containers, and they put them in it. They filled the containers, but still, you could smell at Holy Trinity Cathedral. And one of the judges, yes, his classmates and his wife went to what school? Wesley Girls High School. So yes, so they had like his funeral in front of the Parliament House.
Okay.
I remember all of them. I went to
Yeah.
I went to where do you call it? To the cemetery, and that one was cremated. This one, the Gihawk man. The Gihawk man.
Yeah,
yes.
The man. I think retired sergeant something. Yeah, I will remember that his name. Yes.
He was cremated. And I could remember there were women crying when they were burying this woman. You could see the husband standing there, that Korantian woman. Yes, and when she was being buried, the people standing around that man, because they went to this man's house, but fortunately he wasn't there. Is it Adadebo or something they call him? Judge. Yes. So he was at the funeral and standing by the graveside. I was there. He was standing by the graveside looking and very quiet, as if, hey, so this could have been me.
Okay.
That was all written on his face.
Wow.
So this could have been me.
Wow.
It was sad. You could see women crying. Women who did not know this planting adult. This planting woman, they didn't. Somebody said, yes. That somebody said I was in court. She was the judge. She did my case for me, and my husband's my husband people. Like I won over my husband's people and all that. This woman was really crying and just as if she wanted to fall into the grave.
Right. So
I was there.
Right. So now today, when we hear Senator Rawlings, that's the daughter of J.J. Rawlings, saying it's like she feels uncomfortable to hear all this history about his father.
For me personally, but maybe because she did medicine. You understand? She didn't do politics. She did medicine. And for me, really, she should have worked with that without going to politics. Because you go to politics, things will happen. And people, you'll be reminded of your dad, the atrocities
that the father caused. Yeah. Okay. So now
she shouldn't have gone.
Right.
She shouldn't have gone. But well, who am I to say that?
Anyway, you are right.
Yes, what she wants. Yes, and she's not. And then she has to be very, very, very careful. You know, Rawlings NDC is not only PNDC or when they started, it was AFRC.
Yes, Armed Force Revolutionary Council.
Yes, then it turned to PNDC, and then I'm telling you today, ask people who ask Alote Jacobs and all that if you can get it. NDC is PNDC cum CPP.
Oh, so now NDC is between CPP and PNDC.
Yes, they are joined. Yes, because they did that. Why did they do that? They did that because they knew there were so many people behind Rawlings. And and Nkrumah's name, the CPP, was actually dying completely. Yes, and they knew that if they formed their own party, there was no way in this country, in Ghana, they would win. Okay. So they should team up with this hooligan. So most of them, I tell you, because let me tell you something. I was in Ghana when 1992. Why did I have to come to Ghana even 92? I came to Ghana because I had Kufuor too was my friend. You understand? Okay. Yes, Kufuor was my friend.
Okay.
And so, he is alive. So Kufuor is my friend. And then I came to Ghana, and because I heard he was going to stand for the presidential election. So I came to support. And when I came. We were attending rallies, and I went to a rally at what do you call that one? Dansoma.
DC.
I went to a rally. Yes, I went to rally at Dansoma, and at the rally on the stage, because they decided, some CPPs they wanted to team up with what do you call that one? With CPP sample, so that MPP should team up. By then, team up with the CPP, some of them, so that they could win power from Rawlings. And I was there. By then. Ajiri Blanksy.
Blanksy, that's former regional minister Accra. Yeah.
Yes, the former this Ama.
Yes.
AMA.
AMA, yes. Accra Metropolitan Assembly, yeah.
Yes. Ajiri Blanchard.
Yeah.
And all that I was at the and they were on the stage. Do you know what somebody said?
What?
A CPP member, a CPP guru was on the stage. He took, when they gave him the mic, he said, you people don't joke with CPP. Listen to me, oh.
Okay.
Listen, if somebody was there and the person can remember, the person can come on your line to tell you what I'm saying is true.
Okay.
This man mounted the stage and said, we CPP people, you can't joke with us at all. Because if you joke with us, we will kill you.
Oh.
And then the person said, have you seen how Afrifa died? And have you people seen how Kotokwa died? And then one of the gurus from the MPP, and Ajiri Blanchard was also on the platform, went and pulled the person's trousers and whispered something in the person's ear, like, you don't say this here. You don't say this here. We are trying to be one. And when you are saying this, don't you think you are hurting people? No, don't say this here. Yes, I was there. Nobody told me I was there. I'm not saying something.
Right.
What that I'm telling you, some like Nkrumah coming and arriving at the airport with all these Jegrejewu white drifters and then finding communist card in there. It was my mother, because she was with them. She was with the UGCC going to meet. You know, Nkrumah was the first person. We all know that in politics we have propaganda.
Okay.
But Nkrumah was the first person who brought propaganda to Ghana.
Oh, so Nkrumah introduced propaganda in Ghanaian politics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it the same thing. Nkrumah was the same person who said politics is a dirty game.
Oh.
It was Nkrumah who said it.
Okay.
Yes, in Ghana. Yes.
So, Mama, you
He
just...
asked this Jegrejewu. Let me tell you how he was able to do that.
Okay.
He said that this Jegrejewu I mentioned earlier, Jegrejewu said Dankwa was his mentor. You know, when they formed the UGCC, it was like the whole of Gold Coast youngest and everybody was behind the UGCC because they were going to have independence, isn't it? Until they brought Nkrumah as the secretary, and Nkrumah started undermining them and gathering people around them. And then he said they sent Nkrumah. By then they had their headquarters at Sh0cking. When I reached when I tried to talk about this, then I get angry.
I can see the feeling.
The archives that we don't have in Ghana. I get angry. As I'm telling you, my father was a CPP man.
Your father was okay.
Yes, my father was a CPP man. Even news, when they started lying propaganda, my father was a friend to Mr. Holbrook, who happened to be the editor of Evening News by then, and telling lies. They keep on telling lies, propaganda, saying all things that are not true about the UGCC, which tend to UP. Yes, Nkrumah was. If they have all these archives, people will read why Nkrumah wept. Why Nkrumah wept at Sh0cking.
What happened? What happened there? What happened?
Yes, that was their headquarters. And when Nkrumah started gathering so people around him, like Bedema and what do you call it? Koboduse and others. Yes, and others. These people, yes. He started gathering them around him and then telling them lies. Anytime they went to meet the white people, he would come and tell them that when we want independence, this Dankwa and Co. When we went there, they give them bread and butter. They serve them with bread and butter, and then they come and tell you people nonsense. We want it now. We want it now, not what they are doing. Even if we have to shed blood to get the independence, that was why. And he started gathering people to himself, gathering people, and then somebody got to hear of it. Then he formed the CPP. Be behind them, and someone got to hear of it. And the person reported him to to Dankwa and Co. So when the person reported him to Dankwa and Co, what did he do? They invited him to Sh0cking, their headquarters, for him to come and answer of the accusation. When he came, he mounted the stage, and they really, what they did to him, he started crying and begging that he wasn't forming a party. He lied that he wasn't forming a party within it, but he was forming something like youth wing.
Okay.
It was a youth wing he was forming.
So Nkrumah used lines to, deceive the people, deceive the UGCC members.
Yes. And then when he said that, he was crying, that he was like begging. By then, these people, Bedema, Kroboduse, and all those people, they don't come into the what do you call it? The hall. They never came there. They were not there. They were standing outside because they are not fit. Like people have been saying that people in the NDC, they don't know anything. They don't know. Somebody was trying to punish Kroboduse by saying he's from my country and he's blah, 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 blah.
Yesterday, somebody was saying Kroboduse was a very intelligent person that he...
No. Kroboduse didn't know where A is beside B.
Maybe he did not go attend the formal education, but some level of intelligence or wisdom. Let's say we say if you Nyansa
was never a minister of education. Kroboduse was a minister of interior. Whoever told you that is a liar. Kroboduse was a minister of interior. He was not a minister of education. It's a lie. Ask Kweku Baku.
Okay. So
Kroboduse was, yes. Kweku Baku's father was an MP and a minister.
In Nkrumah's government that time.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that was Kofi Baku.
Kofi Baku's
father.
Yeah.
Yes, the father was Kofi Baku. Yes. He was a minister. He was an MP. And this woman MP, we lived with her at Mamplobi. That's a Sofadoku. I know them very well. I know what I'm talking about.
Auntie Takie, Esther Takie, abusiafo mene o mami ye kase ye frɛ no Esther Takie. In fact, ni kunu ene Kentucky tawia no wo Accra, kane Kentucky tawia e won kran. Na mami mi sa no this specific question. Auntie Takie, please. If said today you hear somebody saying JB Dankwa was a traitor and an informer to CIA, how do you respond to this statement?
It's never true. It's never true. Even yesterday, I heard the president. I heard the president said something like that in Parliament. That whether Parliament or that.
It was Independence Day celebration.
Yes. He said there are papers which shows that JP was CIA. It was never true. Let me tell you, let me give you this scenario.
Okay.
Somebody has brought you. My mother has been always saying that her money was used to bring Nkrumah. Because why was she saying that? She was saying that because when Akwaje said he was going to bring Nkrumah and they agreed, they had to pay for Akwaje's fare and Nkrumah's fare. Because Akwaje told them that Nkrumah has got nothing. he couldn't come to Ghana because he's got nothing, no money. So they paid for Akwaje's Sh0cking. So they collected the money from the elders of the UGCC when they went to meet. And the first person who put money on the table, I wasn't there. My mother told me. I have to be frank. I wasn't there.
Okay.
My mother told me.
Okay.
The first person who put the money on the table was J.B. Dankwa. That was £100. Those days. And then the others started contributing. That was why my mother has been saying that her money brought Nkrumah to Ghana.
Right. So let's focus on the traitor. Was J.B. Dankwa have any link with the American CIA?
But then when Afrifa and Kotoka came and did the coup, Dankwa had died long time. Dankwa died long time before the coup was staged.
Yeah. So because the coup was 66. The coup was 66. Which year did Dankwa died? Which year?
I can't remember the year, but Dankwa was not in the prison for long. Dankwa was not in the prison for long at all. He wasn't in the prison. He was sent to the prison where Dankwa was there, and you know he was so devastated that they have been giving them time to come out to exercise for 15 minutes each. And this lawyer, Kwelabi too was in the prison too with them. And Kwelabi, because of the respect he had for Dankwa, he never took his 15 minutes. He added his 15 minutes to Dankwa's 15 minutes to come out to exercise or to see out. Dankwa was ill when Nkrumah went to the prison, and the prison officers were telling him that this man is not well. We have to take him to the hospital.
So Dankwa died on February 4th, 1965. So the next year, that was before the coup happening to Nkrumah. So it was a year before. A year after.
Yes. So how was he this thing? How was he? What do you call it?
A traitor. A traitor. And then an agent for the CIA.
You know, Nkrumah was lucky. You know all these bombs. Maybe you
we heard about it. We heard about it.
It was his own doing. Oh, it was Nkrumah's own doing.
How? Tell me about it. How?
He wanted to use that to detain these people. He wanted to use that. Yes, it was his own doing. I tell you, those days, the people from Accra, the Ghana people, they had respected people among them. Respected, and most of them were UP people. When you see people who were following Nkrumah by then, Ghana people following the CPP, they were non-entities. I would tell. Anybody can come and face me.
Okay.
Yes. But
so like the Veranda boys, the Congo soldier Veranda boys, in fact, those who doesn't have anything were following Nkrumah.
When the Veranda boys came on? Let me tell you how these Veranda boys came on. They were having meetings. Listen, this Jeglejewu I mentioned. Jeglejewu was all those young people were like young guys with the UGCC. When Nkrumah came to convince them to this, so they started following Nkrumah. And among all of them, it was only Jeglejewu who had a residence. And so they were meeting at Jeglejewu's residence. Yes. And then we're at the residence and something happened. And yes, about the constitution. Because these white people have asked Dankwa to produce constitution. And then he wrote it. He sat down throughout the night and wrote the constitution and sent to them. And so when he sent to the white people, what they said was, this constitution is a very, very good constitution. Even we couldn't have come up with such a constitution. That was what they told Dankwa. And then when they told Dankwa that, and so when they went to the meeting, this Nkrumah and Co went to the meeting, and they were talking about the constitution. And then they said, so such a constitution, like who will write such a constitution? Because we can't. And then the propaganda man, then Nkrumah said, what constitution? Article Hereford, actually they were all at the meeting. Article Hereford can write this in no time. When Nkrumah said that, then Jewu said, hey, what are you saying? Do you think Achi can write this? Oh no. Today you have made me realize that all things that you said about Dankwa is a lie. I have to go and apologize to JB Dankwa because JB Dankwa was my mentor, or he is my mentor. My mentor. Yes. Yes. I have to go and apologize to him. Yes.
So Nkrumah intentionally lied about JB Dankwa. In fact, yes, he instigated all these lines. Intentionally cooked all the lines against him.
Yes, yes. You know something? People, they because once upon a time, this one, that one, Tayo Adamafio. Tayo Adamafio was among the UGCC cum before they formed which party? The UP. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. Because what happened was there wasn't anything they could do, but then dismantle the UGCC. Because where they go to meetings and all that, when they go, people didn't attend the meeting. And that really devastated the JP and the others, you know. And so they like, hey, this guy we brought has taken over and all that. But then they should have opposition. So, yes. So Busia came from UK. And that is how Busia also came in. And they asked Busia if he could lead. And they formed the party, Youth United Party, because they formed a party all over Ghana. You know, like the North and all that. That's why they named it United Party. That was the UP.
Right. I was for Mr. Man like video no matter why. Yeah, mama when near Fipa was 73 years and Esther Takie. In fact, what and cry we are Gampesna Kentucky Terrier. It is one of the famous king in Accra. And I mean any can say. But like the video no matter why. Now wait me I share history important because it seems that Ghana, you're founded on the basis of hatred and lies and propaganda. It did Ghana, no, even though we are one, but still, there's secret that we need to bring it out for so that we can be free. Auntie Takie, so do you think, sir, people are saying, sir, Ghana, no, it seems that there's a hatred under the country called Ghana and jealousy, propaganda and lies, history distortion. How do you say about this?
Yes. Who brought that hatred? It was Nkrumah. Nkrumah, who was not a Ghanaian, came from nowhere and brought the hatred. Whether you like it or not, people can say, oh, let me tell you something. I've already told you that the woman, as for Nkrumah, if I want to, if somebody is in Kumasi, who is as old as 90 years or something, I'm going to tell you another story.
Let's hear you.
When Nkrumah came, they sent him. They sent him to work at Kumasi. They gave him his bungalows and everything. There was this woman there. I can't remember. Somebody 90, 80 something or something may remember. When Nkrumah came, they sent him there. And they gave him bungalows and all that. And then what happened was this woman, she was a businesswoman, either a founder of some vocational school or whatever in Kumasi, and Nkrumah impregnated her. When Nkrumah impregnated that woman, the woman then gave the pregnancy to the husband. If somebody is about 90 or 80 up to 90 to 100 and listening, or if somebody is listening and has somebody of that age,
so repeat it. You are saying Nkrumah did what? Nkrumah did what?
Yes, Nkrumah impregnated that woman.
Nkrumah say,
yes. Nkrumah impregnated that woman. So that woman had to give the pregnancy to the husband. And then, unfortunately for them, maybe when he started growing up, he was Nkrumah's photocopy. He looked exactly like Nkrumah. So yes, so people started talking. You know, people like by then Nkrumah wasn't the president.
Mama Takie, somebody is asking you, is that Mrs. Mansell that you're talking about? Is that the name Mansell, Mrs. Mansell?
Yes, I think so.
Mansell.
Yes.
Yeah, Bridget Donko saying the name is Mrs. Mansell.
Yes, that is right, Mansell. Yes. So then when she was pregnant, she gave it to the husband. When this child was growing up, when he was Nkrumah, he was just like Nkrumah.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. So people started talking. People started, Konkonsa.
Konkonsa, yeah, gossiping.
Yes. So what happened was the woman had to run to Nkrumah to tell Nkrumah that this is what the child is coming up and looking exactly like him. So they had to do something. So Nkrumah had to claim the child. You understand? So Nkrumah said, okay, they bring the child. I don't know. Whoever is there,
yeah,
is an Ashanti.
Maybe we will try to see these old Asantis who can remember this story about Madam Mansell.
Yes, if this is a tradition, that is their tradition. They can come out. If you are an Ashanti, you know.
Right.
During those days, when they were sending the boy to Nkrumah, they had young ladies. You know that when somebody died, and they said they are having funeral, they just said the man or the woman or whatever will be giving something to the man, or the man will be giving something to the wife's mother, and they will line up people and will be carrying things, all sorts of provisions and all that on their head. Yes. I know that of when people die, but I don't know when they are sending a child to the father who had disclaimed him and claiming him back. They do that. I don't know, but that was what happened. So somebody, an elderly person, can tell if I'm telling the truth or not. Right. And so they had to send this boy to Nkrumah. When they were sending this boy to Nkrumah, they had people line up, ladies, and then they had goats and people, things like farm products, vegetables and all that. Everybody was carrying what they should carry and like dancing, and they sent the boy to Nkrumah. Nkrumah was sitting in his settee. I am telling you this. It was not anybody who came to tell me this. It was my father. Because by then, this woman who said he is a sister, a younger sister of this same Yaniba we are talking about, was there with Nkrumah. She lived with Nkrumah like somebody who is been helping him out. She's from Nsuma. She was from Nsuma, and then my father was dating that woman. My father was dating that woman, and then they went. What do I call it? When they went, Nkrumah was sitting in his settee, and he invited this boy to come and sit beside him. You know, like, oh, today I have seen my son, and my son has seen his father, and blah, blah, blah. And people were there. There was celebration and all that. Within 1 week, this boy vanished.
The boy vanished?
She vanished.
Whoa.
And even the woman who I said my mother my father was dating told my father that Nkrumah has killed the boy for rituals.
So until now, till today, we have never seen the boy again.
No.
Oh, so the boy has disappeared for long ago.
No. By then, Nkrumah was not even the president. Nkrumah was not a president. Nkrumah was what do you call it? A prime minister, because these white people in UK here, this prime minister thing is not president thing, but because he wanted to. He said he was going to unite all Africa. He wanted to be
the African president. Yeah, the African president.
Yes, that's what he did. And he went to UK. That Dr. Nkrumah, who can tell me where he did his doctorate course?
So how did he got the name doctor? How did he got the name doctor? How did he?
Oh, he just went and bought it from somewhere from America.
Oh, yeah. For real. So
for real,
it's not academic. It's not academic doctor.
I know that people like as I said, Kukwa, JB Dankwa, and their house of those of Oriata people and all that. What I'm saying now, they know, they believe, and even this one, I see Kwe. You know, I see.
Yeah. Sh0cking, I see Kwe. I know him.
My father was once upon a time a member of the UGC before it became UP, and that one too. And Okwe father too was
Okwe.
A member of the UGCC before they came to UP. Those people, I know all of them. I know what I'm saying. And when I come to Ghana, hopefully I will be coming to Ghana if God permits.
Yeah.
In this just the next few months, maybe
May.
And when I come, I will definitely look for a very good television station to go there and answer.
Don't worry. We are preparing to come and meet you even in UK to for you to get us some a documentary. Don't worry, okay? We will let the young people learn from you. Don't worry, the young people will learn from you.
Because there are so many things. If I want to tell you, there are so many things. I told you my mother went to detention. Did I tell you?
No. Yes. Tell me something about that.
My mother was working with Mobil Oil. She was working with Mobil Oil. By then, Mobil Oil was on the third and fourth floor of the GB Oliver, which is GNTC now. You know, GNTC, yes. Where they have got the big car park. But by then, we didn't have that car park. So this GNTC in Accra, around the post office area. Yeah. My mother was working there. And my mother never liked Nkrumah because of what happened, you know. So she's always insulting Nkrumah. Even, you know, Pioneer, when Pioneer came, if you don't go to Pioneer and they ask you, why don't you go to Pioneer? Because they've set it all in the schools. Why don't you go to, if I can remember more. Nkrumah was a messiah. Nkrumah was this.
Yeah.
They were giving us sweets and all that in school. And then what happened was this Pioneer, if you refuse to go to the Pioneer, then you should tell why. You say, my mother said I shouldn't come. Your mother will be in detention the next day. That was what was happening. Right. And my mother was with Mobil Oil. She was working there.
Right.
And her cousin was also working there. Her cousin's name was Mr. Ado. Bakpofio Ado. And this Bakpofio Ado, they were all working there. And then there was one man there. His name was Mr. Mensah. Was married to one Mrs. Ashley's daughter. And he was also working there. This man was a CPP man. And the way my mother has been always insulting Nkrumah, and the cousin, he didn't like it. You know, people, so he went and reported my mother and Mr. Ado. So one afternoon, they came there. Those people who have been, arresting people, taking people from their offices and their homes to take them to detention. They came there. And they came and they went to the reception looking for Mr. Ado. So they called Mr. Ado. So Mr. Ado came from his office to the reception. And then they took him by near the lift. And they were questioning him, and he was also answering them. And all they said was he should go. They are taking him somewhere to go and answer more questions. So he should go back to the office to get his belongings. So by then they have sent for my mother too. So when Mr. Ado was returning to the office, he met my mother on the corridor and he said, I will say it in Ghana, and then translating. He said, hey, my mother's name was Kate. And he said, hey, Kate, which means Kate, the people are here. Oh. So when you go, as they are called, you have to be careful. They said they're taking me somewhere to answer more questions. So my mother, my mother has a bitter lip. Tongue. So when she got there, they started asking her questions. Then she started throwing insults at them. She started throwing insults. Who are you people? Do you know Nkrumah more than me? It was my money that brought Nkrumah to this country. And my mother was so bitter and she was saying all sorts of things to these people. And all they said was, okay, they were taking him to answer because she was like not trying to answer. So they were taking him to a place where she would answer them. Then they took her to Usherford, where they took Mr. Ado to. But fortunately for my mother, this one, Reverend Ernest Bruce, he was a reverend of the Methodist Church. They have even built a church at the Banka, getting to Circle, and they've named that church Reverend Ernest Bruce Church. Reverend Ernest Bruce, by then we were all leading in Mamprobi, and they are related to my grandmother. So his daughters were like cousins to my mother. And two of his daughters, one named Esther Bruce, and the other name, I don't know her Christian name, but we called her Auntie Jana.
Auntie Jana.
And these two women, they were all in the what do you call it? Prison services. So they were like warders there.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But Auntie Esther has been transferred somewhere else. But Auntie Jana was at Usherford. So Auntie Jana saw my mother and said, what? My mother's name, when she was born, the name she was given by the mother, by the father was Fofo. So Fofo. That's what they call her. So then Auntie Jana said, hey, Fofo, what are you doing here? So then, by then they were ready to just prepare papers and just dump her or push her into one of the cells. And then my sister said, yes, this is they brought me there. Auntie Jana said, no way. I wouldn't let you stay here. So she arranged, we in the prisons and the police service, there are some people also there, they didn't like Nkrumah.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So Auntie Jana called one of the warders and explained everything to them, that she is my sister-in-law. So they found a way and went through, that was Usherford, behind the prison, and the warder walked my mother down to Sh0cking beach and left my mother there because my mother knows her way from Sh0cking beach to Mamprobi. And she came. My grandmother was like, hey, what has happened to my daughter? What has happened to my daughter? What has happened to my daughter? Yes, you can imagine. I was just a little girl.
Yeah, but you saw all this. Right,
yes.
Right. So I mean, it's unfortunate. But let me ask you, this final question. So as you compare Kwame Nkrumah to J.J. Rawlings, are you saying they look similar? They have the same tactics and the same tribal political instigations?
Somebody one day asked me. So now Kwame Nkrumah and Rawlings, if they are here now and they ask you to shoot one of them, like kill one of them, whom are you going to kill? No. Something I can't remember the question, but the question is like, whom will you choose? Yes, if they ask, if they are they are dying.
Which one will you save? Yes. Asantimu yasese ensuo di onipa mienu kwa hwan na obe yi no.
Which one will you save? And I said I will never save any of them. And so that when the person said that, then the person said, so what about if they have put gun on you, that the gun is on you, and that you should choose the one you will save? And I said, well, I wouldn't die for these stupid, wicked people. I wouldn't die for them. So I would choose Rawlings to be saved. I would save Rawlings, not Nkrumah. I'm telling you, I would save Rawlings, not Nkrumah. And that why I'm saying that they are the same is that, listen to me, those who brought Nkrumah to Ghana, look at what Nkrumah did to them. He stabbed them at the back. And Rawlings too, when he was in cell, those who went and removed him from cells, rescued him from cells, what did he do to them?
Yeah, we had, Buachi Jan, all of them, Jiwa, Sarkodie, all of them have issues, I mean,
they
before they die.
All the same. They are all the same, wicked.
Right.
And I'm telling you again, Yaniba, somebody was saying that, Yaniba, I've given you instances.
Yeah.
Nkrumah, we all have the big sis. We know their relatives.
Yeah, all of them have roots. Yeah. But
yes, where is Nkrumah's home? Look at Nkrumah's picture. Look at even the way he talks. Look at his accent. Somebody who has lived in UK and have lived in America. Look at his accent. Look at when he's talking. What sort of accent is that? Nkrumah was, I would say, that one day I don't know. I have been always assuming that maybe this Liberian man impregnated her mother, right? And her mother left him when had the baby. He left the baby at the door of the Catholic people because they look after him.
Some people
and
kiss,
sometimes I ask myself, let me tell you this. I ask myself why Nkrumah hated white people so much. Why did he hate them so much? Then the answer I have been giving myself is that, as I said, I'm not a young person, and I've gone to Catholic school.
Okay.
I was at Ola boarding school.
Okay.
Some time ago. Yes. So I know how the Catholic fathers were. The most of the Catholic fathers, they introduced this trumu business in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes. So I always felt that maybe when he was under them, they were like to be a server and all that.
So maybe
they attempted that on him. Me, that is what I'm assuming.
So for the reason why Nkrumah never liked Europeans or whatever, so-called white guys.
Yes, that's what I've been thinking.
Well, maybe it might be an assumption. It might be an assumption because maybe Nkrumah also sees in different way because of how they exploited the African continent. So these are disputed facts.
White people, let me tell you something, my son. Let me tell you something. White people, they are all propaganda. What exploitation? What are you talking about exploit? Look here. Now, as I'm talking to you now, even a black person, go live with her auntie or her uncle or her something white or her senior sister. And then look at the treatment they give them. They give them when they are this thing we're staying with them. Again, look at them. You will not find a white person sister will be going to stay with his auntie or whatever it is to be treated the way Africans treat their whatever their own. You will not see. Okay. Again, when they say they exploited them, how were they? They said in Nkrumah were babies. They said Africa money fanchele.
Africa money fanchele. Africa money fanchele.
Meaning, Afi is a bed. I forgot the what name, the English name for that bed. And then this bed is saying that the one who removed the one who killed me, it doesn't pay me like the one who removed my feather. You understand?
Yeah.
That is what it means. Why is it so? Do you think that when these people came to Africa and got took the slaves and all that away, do they know where the Africans were? Do they know where the farmers were? Did they know where they could get them? It was the same African, it was the same black person who directed them to tell them that, look, this one is here. Go and get that person. It was them. How would they know? How would they know that this one is this farm working there?
Asante for eka say aboa bi beka wa efri wontemem. Say what you say there.
Yes, that is what it means. So whether they exploited us or they didn't exploit us, who showed them the way?
Yeah. It is say and obi kura ka it say Chinese wa to galam say Ghana ni no an ekọ China na okofo mo aba no no ado mo akọhye nwura mu ho no wa Jessica no wa pepa na no na ye ka say China for say asase ye de na China ni wo say wasase
Ghana ya Afriyara
ka kire kan nkran kasem Ghana be ye free ya kan say won nkran kasem ye kan say
Ghana ba hie eja wodi enche
Ghana ba hie enche wodi enche
ka wo ba ha Ghana hie eja wodi enche je moko ba fe ha woni ehi
anti Takie Mrs. Esther Takie me dawase wo ho just say ye dawase pa say we one my lectures we because a lot of history distortion in what country ni mu as see as on and they working ye be partition kakran kakri ye be twitwa ne say agye amamu na koko no ho na ya spreading around for people to learn this and do comparison and we are coming to you, don't worry, we are coming to you. Why we will get to you now. Ya tenacity so that you bet me you see the direction now.
I also heard somebody saying the money left for Ghanaians by the white people was 600 million. Did he say no? He said 6 million.
6 million pounds. I don't know what
No, it was 600, over 600 million. About 654 million.
Wow. So 600 million
that's
pounds.
That's what I told you that the cash. If you go to Chrome, who call one archives, the money, there is a book.
My husband
has that book.
And
that was the money, 654 million. That was left.
Wow.
Yes.
It was so a huge money.
What is 6 million?
A huge money. 600 million pounds.
And they squandered. Nkrumah and the CPP people squandered the money. They squandered. They started going to, where do you call it? Swiss bank.
Swiss banks.
Switzerland, yes. Because Swiss bank, when you save there, nobody can withdraw the money. Nobody except you. So that was what they did.
Okay.
That was what they did.
Okay.
They went and yes.
Right.
Can you see if you go to Switzerland, you see how beautiful.
Yeah, they use foreign reserves to build their country. They have used foreign reserves to build their country. Yeah.
Yes. That was what they did. I had my brother's cousin. He's late.
Okay.
He said when he's been saying this, when the white people left the money, while the white people were going back, and it was something funny he's been making, that while the white people were going back to their country, Nkrumah and his CPP were they were all on the same airline, and they were going to put the money they've left into their banks. That was what they did. Oh,
wow. Wow. Okay. So, Mommy Esther, Mrs. Esther Takie, we just say that was it. Thank you for your time for today. On now, you just reserve the rest for us, and we will get back to you later. Why?
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, more.
And yes,
more.
We will let the people hear from you, and you keep on following the page.
What I'm appealing, I'm just appealing to the one who said, "Sit down." This is a murderer daughter. Sit down.
Sit down.
The person should just come out.
Okay.
The person, they can't do anything to the person.
Okay.
It's not in the constitution that he will lose his housework like
Albambabin say ono ankasa be yi ni pene pie no wanya obe use mra bia yi na free parliament.
Male I heard somebody also talking about the factories and all that. These Leventis and all UTCs and all that. It wasn't Nkrumah, it was white man.
Oh, so all the factories near Nkrumah baby, oh, senior Nkrumah.
No. The stores, the big stores, GB Oliver Brothers, and all that, all those shops we had. We had USC, we had UTC in Ghana, and they had it in all the in all the towns. We had USC, Leventis, and all that in Sawan. We had it in Cape Coast. We had them in Winneba, and all that. We had all those things.
Okay.
Nkrumah not say Ghana come.
Oh, okay.
Whether you like it or not, it was the man who Ghana and Ojile. The war Ghana fitemo a war. It's not a Ghanaian.
Okay.
So yes, so spoiling the country for the Ghanaians, it wasn't hard for him at all. All he wanted, how could you just go and use our resources, our things to bribe other African countries because you wanted them to vote for you to become a president? How dare him? How can Nigeria be there and you want to be a president? When Nigeria is bigger than Ghana.
Right. So, Mrs. Esther Takie, thank you for your time. That was why.
And me too, thank you for your time.
Yes.
I'm glad I've got you today.
I'm so happy to talk to you today. Yes. I'll get back to you. Don't worry. I'll talk to you and then we have a series to do.
I've mentioned some few names.
Right.
If you like, contact them.
I will call you. Don't worry, Mama. Mama, don't worry at all. I will get you and then we will do this. Okay. We will bring this history out. Don't worry. There's a lot of things to talk about. Why? Thank you for your time. Just relax on your phone. In fact, why are dear Pao? Your retentive memory is so powerful to the sense say almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. What to me? I flow with no contradictions and straightforward answers. And in fact, thank you for your time. Why? And around the world, and you pay around the world, over 1,000 people are watching you around the world. I must say thank you for your in-depth analysis about the history about Ghana and our politics. Why? Thank you. Why, Mama? Thank you. Thank you, Pa. Thank you. Bye bye, Mama. Thank you. Bye bye. Right. So, I know what eti we mami a oka ye ne kasa ne ye Esther Takie we no me maintain kana kasa kamene ne kagu ma Sherry ebase esa obegimi Mama Sherry any Doris Ofe ebase na esa mobegimi won kana kasa na kamene ne wurugum wa hu kane wo hene na no won kana no ye frɛ no King Takitawia ne yere na